Hello, welcome to the first live Q&A with the ground team in Iraq. We are just waiting for people to join and we'll get started imminently. Hey Sarah, hi Stephanie, Bronwyn, guys, welcome, good to see you all.
Hey.
We'll just go through and introduce ourselves. We're probably going to repeat ourselves a little bit as more people join, but we're so excited that you're here. This is the first live Q&A session with the ground team here in northern Iraq, so we're absolutely thrilled to have you all. My name is Adam. I'm from Southampton in the United Kingdom, and to my left we have
Alyssa, I'm from Oklahoma, and
my name's Sarah and I'm from Pennsylvania.
Amazing. And how long, Alyssa, have you been on the ground here for?
I moved here in September, and Sarah?
I've been here since March, the beginning of March.
Yes, and I've been here since February, so not long on the ground. Sarah came for the scouting trip, and the way that we typically run things is that there's a 1 month scouting trip just to get to know the lay of the land and then go back and fundraise.
Yeah.
Sarah, the lucky thing, had her entire month during the COVID-19 lockdown, so she's seen a lot of the inside of the team house. But she sadly had really good spirits, which has been wonderful.
Honestly, I know that the Lord was so intentional with bringing me here during this time, just because He knows that it was going to happen, and I am so thankful to be here during this time with these two.
So good. So to those of you that have just joined, you are very welcome. It's great to see you. We are the Light a Candle ground team in northern Iraq. The structure of this, we'd love just to share some quick testimonies, give you an update of what we've been up to, but we'd love it to be a to and fro. We'd love to be an interactive conversation with you and us. So if you do have any questions you'd love to ask, whether it's for Alyssa, Sarah or myself, any questions you think of, we'd love to answer those for you. So do feel free to tap the question button or pop it in the comments and we will very happily answer those for you. I'm going to keep it to about 15 minutes or so. We want to be honouring of your time. But to give you a brief rundown of where we are at the moment, now that I suppose the elephant in the room is the C word, the virus. We've actually been in lockdown here since, goodness me, March. And so, it's pretty much life as usual as it is here. We've been locked down pretty solidly since then. And so it tends to be pretty peaceful. I know many countries, when they first go into lockdown, there can be the panic buying, stocking up of all the toilet paper one could ever need. But it's very calm here. The grocery stores are open, but you have to be in your house between certain times. So like most of the world, we are locked down. Other than that, we are still hosting worship nights. Of course, they are considerably smaller than they would usually be, but we're thrilled to be worshipping. We in the style of the burn. We love it to be raw. We love just to connect to the Lord and see what He wants to do. So it's very flexible. We've had the opportunity to meet a wonderful family who are locals here. And we've got a chance to get to know them. We've spent loads of time with them. We're running music lessons for their children, and we're already starting to see the testimonies come in, which is so exciting to see what the Lord is doing just when you make yourself available through worship. For example, the mother had real tooth pain for a good few days, good few weeks, haven't been able to sleep, spent the whole night crying in some cases, just real terrible pain. And we had a chance to pray for the lady's jaw a couple of nights ago, and we saw her yesterday, and the pain had completely gone, the swelling had gone down.
Praise God.
There was no more pain, and she's now been able to have the best night's sleep that she's been having in a while. So despite the lockdown, the Lord is still moving. We're still seeing healings, and we're getting a wonderful opportunity to sow into their children as well. Just with them being in, they don't speak a little bit of English, but them just being in the presence of the Lord when we're worshipping and getting to know us with the music lessons as well. The parents have told us that they are significantly calmer than they used to be. Apparently very, very active, quite violent, always fighting with the brother, and not just typical brother fighting as my brother Dan would know, but quite violent. quite violent fighting, and they were saying that actually they've calmed down so much since spending time with us and in the presence of the Lord, and they've been able to focus more so on schoolwork.
Yeah.
And we know that it's just the beginning of what we're being able to do with this family and many others, not only in the worship nights and elsewhere as well. I'm going to pass over to Alyssa and Sarah, but as a reminder, we'd love this to be a Q&A.
Yeah.
So if you do have any questions, please do pass them over.
Yes.
Would it be best to put them in the comments section, or if you tap the question icon, then we'd love to answer those for you as well.
Yeah, and you can begin to start asking questions now, just because we do want this to be engaging, interactive.
Yeah. So another quick testimony is we were walking to a shop near our house. We're not able to drive anywhere because of the virus. They want people to stay as close to home as possible. But every time we walk to the shop, we always pray as a team, God, lead us to someone. Let us meet someone. Let us have the opportunity to pray with someone. And we were walking to the shop a couple weeks ago, and we met this homeless man. And it's pretty rare to see homeless people around here outside of camps, and so we just knew that we needed to pray for him. And so we went up to him and started a conversation, and his English wasn't very good, and so we were going back and forth between broken English and broken Arabic. And we got to talk to him, and we found out that he had lost his wife, his children, he lost his business, he has nothing, he's living on the streets, he has absolutely nothing. And so we got to pray with him, and we watched this man just encounter the love of the Father. He broke down in tears. We got to sit with him and just talk with him for the first time, probably that he's had a conversation with somebody in a while. So yeah, it's amazing that we're getting to see things like that, where God is still moving, even though we're not able to do ministry as usual. We're still getting the chance to meet people that otherwise wouldn't have any outlet. So.
And equally, we've been able to do some minor distributions as well. So we've been able to give him a toothbrush, some toothpaste, some food, and we're doing. And so we've got the commitment. We're going to, as often as we see him, we'd love to keep him warm and start to build that relationship with him as we get better with our Arabic.
Yes.
As soon as lessons start again, which I know we're excited.
I do speak Arabic.
Yes.
I do see. Hold up, I'm gonna come a little closer. There's two questions on here.
That's all I can see them.
Yeah, we can see the questions back here.
Oh, well,
but there's some on here.
Forgive us coming so close.
How did you decide to be part of the team there, and how long have you guys been? What have you guys been up to during quarantine? So I just did commented on the comment section to please ask questions in the comment section because we have to lean forward to look at your questions on there. Anyways.
Do you want to finish up what you're going to say, and then we'll jump into answering the questions in a moment?
Oh, yes. So the worship nights have been so good. Like Adam said, they've been smaller. But really, as a team, we've just been strategically pressing in during this time because what better time, we have all this time to really press in and really pursue the Lord. And I would say, even though the worship nights have been smaller, I would say that they've been honestly some of the most powerful worship nights that we've had, where we'll just be worshiping and just singing a song, the same song for 20 minutes. And I am on my face weeping because he shows up every single time. And one thing that this has reminded me is that Jesus isn't just found in the big gatherings or the conferences or big churches, but he's found in our homes.
Yeah.
And he comes to our everyday lives, and he wants to meet us there. And this quarantine has just proven that. And it's definitely launching us into the greatest harvest we've ever seen. So, and we're excited to just be part of that. I do want to encourage you guys to just be praying for the Middle East. Yeah. Because I feel it in my heart that the Lord is, and us as a team too, the Lord is stirring so many things here, and he's doing so many things. And I know that things won't be the same after the virus. And even as we go forth, we're just excited to see an increase of people come to know Jesus and come and encounter the love of Jesus and the Father.
I think what we found with the whole virus thing locking people down, I love big church services like the next person with the brightest flashing lights and the loudest speakers you can have. But it's just been such a refreshing. I know this has always been true, but it's just such a refreshing reminder that you cannot beat the intimacy. You cannot beat the quiet place, and it's in those quiet moments when you're seeking the Lord by yourself or with a couple of others that you just get such a new sense and such a closer relationship with the Lord. And so it really has been so refreshing to be able to do that as well, which is so good. So there were a couple of questions. Let me have a look. So
the one on there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I might have
what made us want to join the long-term team?
Yes.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, for me, I first heard about Light a Candle when I was in my first year of BSSM, so about 4 years ago, and I had no idea what the Lord had planned for me at that point in my time. I was 17. I was terrified of everything, especially the Middle East. I didn't even know who Sean Foyt was. I had no idea. But when Sean came and spoke in my first year class, I broke down in tears. I knew that this was what the Lord was calling me to do, and I knew that I wasn't only called to the Middle East, but I was called to be with Light a Candle. And so from then it was a journey of getting connected with them stateside. I did my 3rd year of school with them, interning under Sean, and then got launched out here after I graduated BSSM. So it was just, for me, it was always Light a Candle. It was Iraq, but it was specifically Light a Candle. And so, I just knew the Lord was very clear, and I knew that this is where I was supposed to be.
I think for me it's been, I've been umming and ahhing about whether the mission field is something that the Lord is calling me towards for years, probably about 12, 13 years now. But the Lord really confirmed it for me on one of the short-term trips. So I came with Sarah in September for 2 weeks, spent loads of time within refugee camps, praying for people on the streets. We saw so many healings, so many moves of the Lord, and just hearing what the Lord is doing in the Middle East. You know, every single person, without hyperbole, that we spoke to has seen a vision or a dream of the man in white. Jesus is here doing all of the work.
Yeah, he is.
It's so brought to life, the verses that spoke about, or the verses in the Bible that speak about the harvest being ripe, but the workers are few.
Yeah.
You know, we as a team are looking to grow, and there are so many short-term, so shameless plug here, there are so many short-term trips that the Light a Candle are putting on. We would love to host you here. I know there's a medical trip coming up in September, and then another trip coming up later on in the year as well. So do head to the Light a Candle website, lightacandle.global, and we'd love to show you there, or share more about you. But I suppose a very short urging from me, as it were, if you're umming and ahhing about whether you think the mission field is for you, even if you don't think it is, go on a short-term trip.
Yeah.
The Lord speaks in incredible ways when you're out here, when you're out there, whichever country you go to. And the fire inside me was birthed like I've never experienced before, and it really confirmed for me what I was umming and ahhing about for so long. You can and ah for the rest of your life. Take the opportunity. We'd love to host you here. So come on.
Yeah, I just see another question, and this goes right in hand with the question what I was going to say. It says, if I'm not part of BSSM and live in Argentina, can I be part of the team in short trip?
Yes, absolutely.
So I haven't done BSSM, and I lived in the UK, and
here he is.
And here I am.
Yeah, and even with me, like, I didn't do BSSM. I was an Amish girl growing up, and didn't know what the Middle East was until 2015 probably, and that's when the Lord first called me, and came in 2016, went home, discovered Light a Candle, and then came in 2019 with Adam, and I'm here. And honestly, the Lord is like, He's gonna lead you. If you're meant to come here, He'll lead you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like all the doors were open for me in such a miraculous way.
Yeah.
And consider yourself invited.
Yes.
Please come.
So there is another question here. Do you speak Arabic or Kurdish where you are at? Both.
Yes.
So most people
Yeah.
speak Kurdish. We're in Kurdistan, so Kurdish is the native language here. But Arabic is a second language. The vast majority of people speak Kurdish and Arabic.
Yes.
As soon as lockdown is over, we're going to be learning Iraqi Arabic. It's different to other Arabic dialects, but because most people speak Arabic, whereas outside of Kurdistan, not many people speak Kurdish, it's better off that we learn
Yes.
Kurdish. Yeah, do feel free to ask any further questions. We'll probably go for another 4 minutes or so, and then we'll pray us out. But yeah, do feel free to ask any questions. I believe. Go on.
This is coffee. For any of those who are wondering.
Iced coffee. It's hallelujah for iced coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know Peter asked what have we been doing during the quarantine.
We've been working out.
Very good question. Yeah, I think a lot of what we've been doing has been dreaming and visioning for when for when this is all over. You know, we came here and we were really chomping at the bit to get out of the house and get into camps and meet with the locals, and so we've been using this opportunity to really vision what we want this to be.
Yeah.
You know, I'm brand new here, Sarah's brand new here, Liz has been here for 6 months or so, and so you know we're in a position now where we can really take light a candle to the next place here in Iraq, to reach out to the darkest places, the most distant people. And yeah, so we've been really visioning about what we want to do for that.
And with that, I mean, like we said before, we've just been really pursuing the Lord as a team and individually. And even I just want to encourage all of you to just do that as well. Take this time to pursue the Lord. Do we have another question?
Yeah, so Larissa asked, what's your favourite food? Great question.
That's my kind of question.
So there's an Iraqi dish called dolma.
Oh, it's so good.
Which is
unreal.
Courgette, aubergine, which is eggplant and zucchini for friends across the pond, which is stuffed with spiced rice, and it's cooked in typically lamb stock for like 4 to 6 hours.
Oh,
and it is
glorious.
Absolutely glorious. So I think dolma.
Oh yeah, that's by far the best. I could eat it all day, every day. I think.
So Peter asked, any more stories and testimonies? I think that the big one, and then I think we'll pray it out here. The really big one is how much opportunity the Lord is giving to meet people despite the lockdown. And I think the biggest word of advice, if I can offer such a thing, is pray for opportunity in the small things. If you're popping to the shop for an extra 100 packets of toilet roll, be looking for the shop assistant that you can pray for. If you so happen to bump into somebody, perhaps keep your 6 feet, but be offering to pray for people. You know, we have a wonderful opportunity where fear is everywhere. The media is spitting out fear like nobody's business. The enemy is reveling in fear. And so what we need to be doing is to be fighting that fear with faith. And so pray for opportunity to reach out to people. Pray for opportunity to bump into to random people. The Lord will honour your yes. And so if you give him your yes and your feet, he will honour that. So take the opportunity.
So good. Well,
I think Sarah's going to pray us out in just a moment. Guys, we would love to welcome you on a short-term team trip. We have 2 coming up this year. We also, as I said, we're growing the team here in Iraq. Please feel free to reach out to us on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn? Goodness, this isn't... going back to the business world. Feel free to reach out to us on Instagram. We'd love to answer those for you. We'd love to connect with you as well. You can check out the website. We'd love to host you on a short-term team. We'd love to welcome you in the long-term team as well. But do check out the website.
I just saw a quick question that says, what's a specific testimony? And so I'm really quick just going to share one thing that has really impacted me on this trip. So I have a friend here, and he told me a story at one point, and in his story, he was having, and I think he might be on here, so shout out to him if he's on here. But in his part of his story was that he had dreams of Jesus 3 years before he actually knew who Jesus was. And when he finally encountered Jesus, he gave his life to the Lord. And honestly, like watching him worship and seeing the way he lives his life, and just the way he pursues the Lord has inspired me to pursue the Lord even more and to love Jesus the way he deserves to be loved. Because, like he's willing to put his life on the line for the Lord. And so that has been something that's really inspired me. And even with that, I thought, well, how many more people are there that are having dreams and visions of a man in white, and they don't know who he is, which has just really inspired me to just like, Lord, send me. Lord, send me, you know? Send me to the hardest, darkest. Take me to the people that are having these dreams and are longing for an encounter. Man, with that, we're going to get into prayer. So let's just quiet our hearts and take a deep breath. Jesus, we love you. And I just want to encourage all of you, as I'm praying, to pray with me and intercede for the Middle East and for the entire world. We just thank you for coming close. We thank you that you're the God that comes close, that you're Emmanuel, and that you care about individual hearts and individual needs, even during this lockdown. Father, we invite you to come close and to come closer. To every person that's watching, Father, I just ask that you would ignite something inside of them, a deeper hunger for you, an urge to go. And Father, for the whole world, we invite you to be the Emmanuel, the God who is with us, the God who is near.
Good.
And we invite you, man in white, Jesus, to encounter people in their everyday lives, in their bedrooms, their kitchens, their living rooms, wherever they are, to meet them where they are. We thank you that the greatest harvest that we've ever seen is coming and is so close. And Father, we thank you that you're awakening this generation like never before. And an army of Davids has arisen to defeat the Goliaths. An army of Davids that's saying, you can't speak like that against my God without provoking something inside of me to stand up. Father, I see you raising an audacious army up that is not afraid to take their place before their bridegroom, with their bridegroom. And who is not afraid to look death in the eyes and say, I love you, Jesus. And thank you that it's not about like being a servant for you, Jesus, but it's actually about relationship and being a lover of you. We've encountered your beauty, Jesus, and we cannot look away. We cannot look away. We love you, we love you, we love you. And we thank you that you are releasing revival, and that you're stirring revival in every corner, every nation of the earth. And with that, we say yes and amen. Let your kingdom come, Jesus. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This is our heart's desire, Jesus. We love you, sweet Jesus. Lion and lamb.
Amen. Amen.
That was good.
Amen.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Seth.
great prayer.
We love you guys.
Yeah, it was so good to chat with you guys.
And feel free to reach out to us on our personal Instagrams, Light a Candle. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
Once again, guys, we'd love to host you. We would love to host you. So do please check on the website. On the website, lightacandle.global, you can check out the short-term trips we've got going on to so many countries around the world. And we'd love, as I said, short-term trips coming up this year in Iraq. So we'd love to welcome you here. You can donate on the website. Everything that we do is donated and supporter funded. So please do check that out. Otherwise, do reach out. We love you, and we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah.
Bless you guys.